everyone. Welcome back to the show. And I'm so glad you're here, and you will be too. We have a fun guest in store for you. Her name is Lisa Lisàndri, and she is a romance novelist who, well, believes love doesn't belong only to the young. She's formerly a registered dietitian and very interesting, incredible woman who is obviously committed to fitness. She lives in Southern California, and on top of that, get this, she started writing at the tender age of 68 when COVID happened. And I just think that's a really wonderful thing. She's releasing her first romance novel. So I'm super excited to have you on the show, Lisa. Welcome.
Thank you. And I'm excited to be here. And it is a kind of an overcast day here in Southern California, but it's nice. Yeah. Great to be with you.
It's always good. And I know you're so good about giving people great things to do about romance. But let me just ask you, why did you write romance stories?
Okay. Great question. I will start by saying that romance is the number one selling genre, fiction genre in the world. And in the US annually, over $1 billion in sales. But that's not why I write it. I write it because unlike most writers, I do not consider myself an avid lifelong reader. I really, I wasn't into books that much until I had jury duty one day many years ago. And I stopped at the grocery store and I picked up a light read. It was a cowboy romance and I devoured it and I was hooked. And I think the reason I write it is because we provide a happily ever after ending. And that is so important, especially these days when there's a lot going on and we could all have a little escape from reality every once in a while. And that's basically why I write it.
Well, I think escaping every once in a while is great. And I might not postpone jury duty this time.
Yes.
Well, why did you decide to explore later in life romance?
Uh, at my age, frankly, I was tired of reading novels that reflected 20 and 30-year-olds. So my daughters, I'm almost getting to the point where those would be my granddaughter's love life. And I knew that people my age, again, I'm 72, so people my age in general, over 50, whether you're married or divorced or widowed, everybody wants to have that feeling that somebody, you're special to somebody. We all want to be held, we want to be cuddled, we want to be kissed. And frankly, baby boomers still have a lot of economic power, and we are very big readers. So a lot of us are retired. There's no reason why the publishing industry should not be providing books for readers our age. And I think there's more diversity now, and I'm kind of riding that beginning wave of what is called seasoned or later in life romance. We're starting to see more books, more movies starring older actors that are really quite popular. So it's filling a gap. I think it is something that's going to catch on with time.
I think you're really right on. And I know you always have some wonderful, shall we say, activities for those later in life and later in love. What would you give us a few of those?
I sure will. When I tell people what I'm writing, I've had several people ask me if I have found romance later in my life. And the answer to that is no. I have been lucky to be married to the same man for over 40 years now. But I'm happy to share some tips on things that have kept that spark in our relationship. One of the things is to find something that you can do together where you have to cooperate. Because a lot of times when you're with somebody for many years, you just start picking at each other. But if you find something that you have to work together on, my husband and I both love traveling. So we bought a little travel trailer. And when we take that out, it's just the two of us and our two cats. We get to take our cats with us. And we have to work together to make sure that we get things hooked up, we get it leveled, that we're cooking, that the bedding is set up right, that the cats don't escape. So that is one thing. Another thing I found really, really valuable, and again, I'm speaking for myself and a lot of the people I know, is that sometimes women feel like we're doing all the tasks. I think just naturally we take care of the cooking and things around the house and whatnot. And it's important to remember that our spouses or significant others are willing to help us. Sometimes they just need direction. They just don't think about it. Maybe they're busy reading or on their phones or whatever it might be. What I found is that if I need somebody to, somebody in the kitchen to help chopping, or if I'm doing something and I need the table set, then I can get my husband up and he is happy to help. But again, it's not top of mind to him. So that is something important that we need to think of. And I'm going to say as women, because we just naturally take it all on. And then we start to feel a little bit resentful because, we could share this. Let's remember to ask. Very important.
I love that. And not only to ask, but to be specific, I'm hearing, please set
Right,
the table or,
right,
right?
right, right. Oh, and the other thing I found is if I want something done, I need to say the word now. Because if I say, will you check the mail? He maybe thinks, sometime before the sun goes down, but I'd like to see it now. So that's, yes, specific helps a lot.
I
Definitely.
love that. And you've been married for 40 years. You must be doing
42
something
years.
right. I love
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
What are some of the themes you're including in your novels and why?
One of the themes that I have brought in kind of later in this process is purpose. So what I want my books not just to be fluffy rom-coms. I want people to see that there's some kind of a social cause or purpose that is just bigger than just a little romance. So in my first novel, my protagonist, my heroine, was homeless. She was unsheltered as a child. And so she is carrying on her family legacy by supporting a community of tiny homes for unhoused families. And in my second book, there is a woman whose daughter had some kind of a blood cancer. I haven't figured out exactly what it was, but she's alive because a man, a total stranger, at some point many years ago had his cheek swabbed, got his stem cells registered on a registry, and got a call at some point many years later that he was a match. And so he went and he donated and saved our heroine's life in book two. I'm going to explore foster grandparenthood in book three. That is something that's, I won't say it's popular, but I know a couple of people that have done that, and it really feels a big uh, gap because a lot of older people are lonely and don't have grandchildren living by. And there are a lot of children, maybe their parents are having medical issues or, heaven forbid, they might be in jail or something. And so I'm trying to include something in each book. And in my first book, I'm actually partnering with a local nonprofit that helps families in food insecurity and housing insecurity. And I've pledged to donate a portion of my profits from the sale of each book to this organization. So I'm hoping to do something like that with each of my books. So purpose is one thing, resilience, reinvention, very important. All of my characters start off with some kind of an emotional wound that has made them have false beliefs and make bad decisions over their lives. And they're going to have to figure out ways to get over these in order to get to that HEA. Community, very important. My books are in small towns. Small towns, you get nosy neighbors, you get cozy cafes where people go out, have coffee and gossip. You get holidays where maybe you don't want to see Joe Blow anymore, but you're at the 4th of July parade and there he is with his grandchildren. And of course, romance, later in life romance. So those are the major themes that I'm exploring in my books.
Well, I love these and they're all topical and I hear right now. So I appreciate that you're doing that and I love your commitment to the nonprofit and continuing your themes in the real world.
Right, right. Yes.
Well, I know people are going to want some tastes of what you offer, and you have an opportunity to do that. Will you share with our viewers the way they can get a piece of you and
Absolutely.
your books?
Absolutely. You can reach out to me at my website, and that's lisalisandri.com. And I can spell that Lisandri.com. You can go there and you can grab an excerpt of my first book, The Bluffs Between Us. That will be launching in September in conjunction with Grandparents' Day, but will be available for pre-sale very shortly. And so if you go to the website, all that information will be there.
Beautiful. And again, that's lisalisandri.com. And
Mhm.
we'll be putting that in the show notes. Lisa, you are amazing. And I'm always delighted to talk to you and love what you're up to in the world and with your books.
Thank you. And thank you so much for the opportunity to join you today. And I look forward to hearing from some of your listeners. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Hey, check out JillLublin.com. Lots of good, wonderful gifts there and our kindness circles. And we invite you to stay out there, stay with us, and we will see you next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.